Hi, folks. I thought it was interesting on News Now Yorkshire's video called I'll Tell You Once, Leave Them Alone. Now, it was just me and him who went down, and you see me on this video making a fool of myself, boring everyone silly. But I turned up late, by the way. I think it started at 6 and I turned up at 7 because I was dealing with the vets. So I think it was about a week ago because that's when she got operated on. Probably, I think it was a Wednesday. Yeah, because that's when she got operated on. So anyway, I might be wrong. It might have been a third. Oh, God, I honestly can't remember. That's irrelevant. But what I thought was, go watch it because at the beginning there's a really good interview with. There was a guy who came down from Manchester, this nice Jewish bloke. He's quite handsome looking, I'd say. Although I don't know. I don't know if you're a lady, if you'd find him handsome. I presume you would. And he has a good conversation with a Jewish lady. I think she's Jewish, and I believe she is. I might be wrong on that. Who's often at the protest, and she's always pleasant to me. She always smiles. She's a very friendly person, but I've never heard her chat actually. But what's interesting, they have a good discussion, and I thought this is what people should do: have chats. Now, when you go listen, the caveat being that this is 9 o'clock at night and she isn't ready for this interview. I mean, obviously, so don't criticise her that she isn't fully prepared because she wasn't expecting it. This is late at night. We're all half asleep. The only thing I'd say is, which always irritates me, is near the end of where they're chatting, she's chatting, she turns around and says, "Are you right wing because you wear a suit?" I always find things when you start calling people names such as right wing and all this, you've lost the debate. That's just a little tip for you guys. You don't, it's one thing if you to admit. I mean, if it was me, I'd just say, "Look, I'm half asleep. Let's do this another day, and I'll get more prepared." Rather than just going down the insults. But anyway, I'm not going to have a go at because she always comes across as really nice and blah blah blah. And again, this is 9 o'clock at night. So she isn't, she isn't prepared. She doesn't know this is going to happen. It happened instantly, no preparation. So, don't, when you're watching, don't be criticising, saying, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." Remember, this is 9 o'clock. Everyone's asleep. This wasn't, everyone's sleepy. This wasn't planned. She wasn't ready for it. So, don't be criticising either side. But I thought, and I've said this before, in fact, I think I said it on the day. What I'd suggest is people sit down and do interviews like this. I'm quite happy to record it, or have News Now Yorkshire Marty just put the camera on you, or even just do it audio only if you prefer, and have not screaming and shouting at each other, but just discuss things like this, go through your points and go through their points. Because to be honest, I see the protest as completely pointless, and a lot of the speeches, even the people in the protest find dull because it's just the usual, "Oh, things are bad, blah, 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 blah." They don't really achieve anything. But I think something like this does. Now, again, my view is I'm neutral because I have no I have no emotion to either side, to be honest. If I was going to say anything, I'd say when people talk about this and they start rabbiting on about the past, to me that's irrelevant. I'm not interested in what happened 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 10,000. It's irrelevant to me. The only thing that matters is today, and I think one of the problems is people start trying to score points and going on about past history. Past history is irrelevant. You can't do anything. As they say, you can't you can't turn back time. It's pointless. It's just a complete. It's like I could go on and say, "Oh, my life's a wreck because the Romans invaded England." It's pointless argument. Just doesn't achieve anything. And I'd also argue on the basis that the religious belief, saying that people have a right because of religious texts, that to me is irrelevant. I think it should just go on the basis of what's now. You know, what's best for everyone? That's, to me, is the debate, not what happened in the past, a religious text or whatever. That's my view, personally. Might be right, might be wrong. As I always say, you know, a person's views is a bit like looking at a tree. We can all look at the same tree. You can be at different angles. You can be close up. You can be far away. If I'm close up to the tree and I describe it from my point of view, it could be just a brown bark. Or if I'm further away, it's purely green because I'm just seeing the leaves. Yeah, you know, both views are perfectly correct because it's just you're seeing it from a different view. That's how I always see things. That you should look at everyone's views, not just your own. You should see it from different angles because, you know, just because they have a different view doesn't mean they're incorrect. They might be as equally as correct as you. It's just they see it from a different angle. But again, as I say, I'd go watch it because it's quite interesting. Then you can mock me for being a boring so-and-so on the video. And by the way, one of the things that fascinated me was the posh bloke who pretended he was working class, but he was walking around in leather, or at least it appeared to be leather. It looked like it might have been fake leather, to be fair. But this is a place where they're serving, my understanding is vegan food. I mean, even I'm a vegetarian, so, you know, he was going on about how he's been left wing. Technically, in some ways, I was more left wing than him. Ho, 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 ho. Anyway, but yeah, go. It's actually a good video. It's one of I actually enjoyed this. It's one of my favourite ones online actually at the moment. So I think this video is worth. I mean, at the moment it's only got 13k of views. I think this video is worth at least a couple of 100,000 views because it is good. No one looks silly in it. I mean, all right, a few of them at the protest, at the camp look a bit of a twit. But, you know, I think everyone came across as... If I was going to say anyone who looked a fool, it would be me. So, you know, no one... You know, the biggest twit on the video is me, folks. So, you know what I mean? No one should be... You know, the one who should be feeling daft is me, and I'm not feeling daft, so I won't worry about it. So, anyway, go watch it, and I'll put a link in the description just to make life easy. It's on... Just if you prefer to go on this search engine, just go on to News Now Yorkshire, and you'll see it. It's called "I'll Tell You Once, Leave Them Alone." And Brendan. I think it's Brendan. I'm always confused by the name. The guy in orange is a lovely guy. In fact, I was thinking he should be on the mob because when he's like this, it's really enjoyable to listen to. You know, he's quite good on these YouTube vids. He should do his own channel. You know, when he's got his confidence and he sounds more confident so for the weeks, he's really good at this. Hopefully he'll be on more because everyone likes him. I mean, if you read all the posts from, you know, on the channels, I think everyone says he's a nice guy. Everyone likes him. He's becoming very popular on the internet. I think he'll end up being a star, actually. I've got a feeling. I think he'll become a big internet star at some point. But yeah, it's worth listening. As I say, this has been my debate quite a lot. Sorry, I can't speak. A lot. It's just have people chat like this rather than screaming and shouting, which I don't think achieves anything. But there we go, folks. Just a thought for the day. Bye.